Imagine waking one morning and sensing that something in you has quietly tilted toward the light. The coffee tastes different, the sky seems to be saying your name, and even your old frustrations feel like doors instead of walls. You can't explain it, but you can't deny it either. The ground of your life is shifting. Ibn Arabi would call this the dawn of disclosure, the soul ripening to meet what has always been near. The signs are subtle, but once you learn their language, you can read your days like a living scripture. If you have felt an ache that is not pain, a restlessness that is not panic, a sweetness that visits you for no reason, stay close. These are the first hints that your soul is ready to rise. Readiness is less about achieving and more about unveiling. Ibn Arabi teaches that the real discloses itself without repeating la tikrar fi tatajayi. So the way the day meets you now has never happened before. Rising begins when you stop trying to drag today into yesterday's mold. One of the earliest signs is a soft loosening of control, a willingness to be surprised by mercy. The Quran whispers a nearness so intimate it undoes loneliness. We are nearer to him than his jugular vein, Qaf 52:16. When that line starts to feel less like poetry and more like atmosphere, the ascent has begun. You are moving from managing life to being met by life. The first sign, holy restlessness. It is not the anxious pacing of the mind, but a homing signal in the heart. You find yourself asking gentler, truer questions. What am I for? What wants to blossom through me now? And shallow answers no longer satisfy. Ibn Arabi would call this the stirring of istidad, your unique preparedness, awakening to its next measure. Like Adam being taught the names, you sense there are meanings in you waiting to be spoken through your days. The old rooms feel too small not because they were bad, but because your wings are touching the ceiling. You notice yourself moving furniture, literally and inwardly, to make space for an unseen guest. The second sign, tenderness rises like a tide. You catch yourself forgiving quicker, listening longer, crying at scenes you would have scrolled past a year ago. Love feels less like a transaction and more like a gravity. Ibn Arabi's famous confession becomes plausible in your chest. My heart has become capable of every form. I follow the religion of love. Whichever way its camels take, that is my religion and my faith. Tarjuman. This tenderness is not weakness. It is strength softened by wisdom. You are less interested in winning arguments and more interested in healing them. You choose presence over performance. Even your self-talk warms. The armor is learning how to unclasp. The third sign, a sharpened sense for truth. Half-truths, polite pretenses, and spiritual cosmetics make you uneasy. You feel a sacred allergy to falseness in yourself first, then in the world. Ibn Arabi would say the name al-Haktha, truth is shining a little brighter in your mirror, and the mirror refuses dust. You start editing your speech, not to be impressive, but to be exact and kind. You decline invitations that pull you away from your center, and when you slip, you correct quickly, because the weight of pretending has become heavier than the weight of being seen. God is with those who are mindful and those who do good. A reminder from the Quran's cadence begins to sound like guidance for Tuesday, not just a verse for Friday. The fourth sign, thirst for living knowledge. Not data, not mere opinions, but knowledge that changes how you walk. What Sufis call ilm al-doq, tasted knowing. Books find you at the right page. A lecture line lands like an answer. A stranger's kindness teaches you more than a chapter. Ibn Arabi distinguishes between information and unveiling. The latter enters by adab, courtesy toward the moment. You notice that when you approach the day with respect, the day teaches you. The story of Musa and Khidr becomes your parable. You are invited to travel with mystery, to suspend quick judgments so that hidden meanings can introduce themselves. The rising soul becomes a student of surprise. The fifth sign, guidance through small alignments. You choose a slower checkout line and meet the person you needed. You delay a trip and avoid a storm. You give away something minor and receive relief disproportionate to its size. Ibn Arabi would say the names are arranging your steps. Your job is to notice and consent. The Quran names this thread of trust. Whoever relies on God, he is sufficient for him. At Talaq 65:3. Reliance becomes a practice of micro-surrenders. You act, you release, you watch. The more you do, the more coincidences turn into confidences. Life starts speaking in winks. The sixth sign, attachments loosen, not by force, but by ripening. You still love what you love, but you no longer need it to certify your worth. The appetite for approval shrinks. The appetite for meaning grows. You revisit Ibrahim's courage, walking into the fire of uncertainty, and discover a coolness in the flames. When you stand with the real, Ibn Arabi speaks of the cosmos as the breath of the all-merciful Nafas al-Rahman. When you trust that you are breathed, clutching softens. You donate a small treasure and feel larger, not less. You tell the truth and lose a little status but gain your spine. Detachment here is not indifference. It is the freedom to love without chains. The seventh sign, the imaginal bright. Dreams carry instruction. Symbols show up in daylight with a rhythm too elegant to be random. A bird lingering at your window after a prayer. A word repeating across conversations. A childhood memory arriving with purpose. Ibn Arabi calls this realm the Barzakh, the isthmus, where meanings take form and forms reveal meaning. Al-Futuhat, al-Makkiyah, rising souls, stop dismissing these visitations as silly. They test them with adab, hold them lightly, and follow the gentle invitations they carry. You become bilingual, reading both the outer event and the inner address, letting each illuminate the other. The eighth sign, breath as remembrance. You catch yourself pausing between tasks, whispering without words. You, the frantic tempo that once felt normal, now feels noisy. You start building small sanctuaries into the day, a minute before opening the inbox. A sip of water taken as if it is mercy. A walk without headphones to let silence speak. The Quran says, "Surely in the remembrance of God do hearts find rest." Rod 13:28. Rest here is not laziness, it is alignment. The feeling of rowing with the river instead of against it. You taste this, even briefly, and it becomes your north. The ninth sign, courage without drama. You do the right small thing at the right time without announcing it to your fear. Apologies come out of your mouth without being dragged. Boundaries are set without bitterness. Service happens in secret because the eye you most want to please is already pleased when you act with sincerity. Ibn Arabi's he not, he huwa la huwa, becomes a lived paradox. You are moved by the real, yet you are responsible for the form you give that movement. This dissolves both arrogance and paralysis. You discover that the next faithful step is always simple, even when the path is long. The 10th sign, a gentle authority enters your life. People begin to trust your presence even when you say little. You sense yourself becoming a place calm, clear, welcoming, because the names are at home in you. Ibn Arabi infuses al-hikam, paints the perfect human as a polished mirror, where the real contemplates its own beauty and mercy. Each act of remembrance is a polish. If these signs are showing up, rejoice quietly. Do not rush to label yourself. Continue to practice adab with the moment. In our next part, we'll deepen each sign into practices, how to cooperate with rising without forcing it, how to read desire as a compass, how to test inspirations with wisdom. Now we turn signs into practices, not as drills that tire the soul, but as adab courtesies that help the seed become a tree. Ibn Arabi says there is no repetition in self-disclosure. Each day is a fresh address, so our practices must be alive, supple, and listening. Al-Futuhat al-Makkiyah. Think of it like learning to sail. You can't command the wind, but you can trim the sail and read the current. We are not forcing ascent. We are cooperating with what is already rising. If a sign has begun to glimmer in you, the practice is your way of saying, "I'm paying attention." The flame does not need you to push it. It needs you to shield it from drafts. Feed it gently, and let it find its shape. We will move sign by sign, turning intuition into a way of life that breathes. Begin with holy restlessness. Treat it as a homing signal, not a problem. Create a listening window each morning, 10 slow breaths without screens. Then ask 2 questions on paper. What wants to emerge through me now? What can I lay down that no longer serves? Honor what comes with one small act. Recall the teaching that God taught Adam the names, all of them, and borrow that courage to explore the unnamed within you. Al-Baqarah, jam 2:31 menit. Make a names map on your wall: mercy, patience, beauty, generosity, and track where each quality wants expression this week. When restlessness visits at midday, don't numb it. Say, "Lead me," and walk 5 minutes outside. Let the ache guide your feet. Next, tenderness. When tears rise unexpectedly, practice the adab of tears. Pause. Place a hand on the heart and say, "Welcome." Do not interrogate softness. Accompany it. Reach out to one person you would normally overlook and offer undivided presence. Ibn Arabi's confession becomes a practice. My heart has become capable of every form. I follow the religion of love. Tarjuman Allah. Translate this into your day by widening your circle a fraction beyond habit. Speak kindly to the cashier. Forgive the small slight before sleep. Send gratitude without waiting for a perfect moment. Tenderness strengthens the mirror by keeping it warm. A warm mirror never shatters under truth. For the sharpened sense of truth, let speech become precise and merciful. Before important conversations, write the sentence you most need to say, and then soften it until it is both accurate and kind. Replace venting with veracity. Here is what I saw. Here is how I felt. Here is what I need. Ibn Arabi writes in Fuchsia's Al-Hikam that forms are mirrors for meanings. False forms distort the image. Truthful forms reveal it. Live like a faithful mirror. Set a weekly dusting ritual. Review where you exaggerated, minimized, or performed. Correct one item in public if needed. The rest, correct in secret with better action. Truth practiced gently will increase your capacity to bear brighter light. Thirst for living knowledge asks for a different way of studying. Read slowly. Stop when a line warms you. Close the book and translate that warmth into emotion. An apology, an act of service, a change of order on your desk. Carry the story of Musa and Khidr as a rule of travel. Mystery walks ahead of you, and your job is patient companionship. When you do not understand the meaning of an event, set a Khidr pause, delay final judgment for 48 hours, and watch what is revealed. Speak to the day as a teacher. What are you showing me? Ibn Arabi distinguishes information from unveiling. Unveiling asks you to be courteous with time, to let wisdom ripen before you eat. Guidance through small alignments grows with micro-surrenders. Before choosing, name the name you wish to honor. Al-Hakim for wisdom, Al-Latif for subtlety, Al-Karim for generosity. Let that name nudge the choice. The slower line, the kinder reply, the quieter yes. Keep a coincidence log for a month. Record alignments, however tiny. You will see a grammar emerging, and your trust will stop being theory. When plans shift, whisper a line Musa once offered his companion. You will find me, if God wills. Patient, and see how patience rearranges the scene. Al-Koftalapan Blas, Banding and Umplusum Bilan. Alignments proliferate when you are unhurried enough to notice and brave enough to cooperate. As attachments loosen, practice freedom without disdain. Choose one beloved non-harmful thing each week and enjoy it gratefully. Then put it down before compulsion grasps it. Give away something you actually like. Let generosity rewire the wanting. Sit with the story of Ibrahim standing before the fire, trusting a coolness deeper than heat. Ibn Arabi's vision of the universe as the breath of the all-merciful Nafas Ar-Rahman helps here. If you are being breathed, you can say, I am held, and feel the space it creates in the chest. Detachment is not dryness. It is the permission to love in a way that leaves the beloved free. When the imaginal brightens dreams, symbols, repeating motifs test them with Ibn Arabi calls imagination the great isthmus, the barzakh, where meanings take form and forms disclose meaning. Al-Futahat al-Makkiyah. Keep a small dream notebook. Write the feeling tone more than the plot. Ask 3 filters. Does this make me more truthful, more gentle, more responsible? If yes, take one small action that day in line with it. If not, bow and let it pass. And remember the promise inscribed in creation itself. We will show them our signs on the horizons and within themselves until it is clear to them that it is the truth. Fusilat 41-53. Read the day bilingualiter, and in a rand, let each clarify the other. Breath as remembrance is the hinge that keeps the door open. Choose a simple dhikr that rides the inhale and exhale. Allah on the in-breath, Hu on the out-breath, Hoya, Rahman, in Ya Rahim, out. Set phone chimes to invite one breath at the top of every hour. Ibn Arabi's paradox, he not he who Allah huwa, becomes tactile here. You are breathing, and you are being breathed. Let this dissolve both arrogance and despair. When fear spikes, take 3 anchored breaths before responding. Return to the name you chose for the day. The courage that follows will be quiet, clean, and sufficient for the next faithful step. Gentle authority emerges when consistency replaces intensity. Do small things, well, and often. Keep promises to your soul. If you say 5 minutes, Do 5, and let 5 become 7 by grace, not by force. Ibn Arabi notes that preparedness istidad determines what of the real can appear. Habits are how we bake readiness into the body. Build 3 altars in your week: a solitude walk, a service hour, a learning circle. Show up, even if mood refuses. Your presence will become trustworthy to yourself first, then to others, and that trust is authority without noise. The mirror does not advertise, it shines. One more safeguard: test inspirations before enacting them. Tell the truth to a wise friend. Ask the heart for its witness. Does the idea make you lighter and more responsible, or agitated and grandiose? The Sufi maxim, beloved by many, "The paths to God are as numerous as the breaths of creatures," does not mean every impulse is holy. It means there is a tailored courtesy for your next step. End each day with 3 lines: one polish you made, one knot that tightened, one name you'll walk with tomorrow. And because this path grows by shared light, add your voice below. Which sign of rising are you noticing most right now? Name it in the comments so we can witness one another. The signs do not mean the wind will always be at your back. Often they mean you are ready to meet a stronger wind without breaking. When the soul rises, life will sometimes press on the exact places you are healing, not to punish, but to perfect your seeing. Ibn Arabi urges adab in these intensities, courteous attention to what the real is saying through the moment. The world becomes a classroom of names, and you are learning to pronounce them with your breath and your body. Expect the alternation Sufis call contraction and expansion cabbed, and bask the ebb and flow of inner weather. Rise is not a straight line. It is a spiral that revisits old rooms with new light. If you know this, you won't mistake a lesson for a fall. And when contraction tightens, remember the law that steadies travelers. Indeed, with hardship is ease. Ashar Sambilan Pulampat, Lima Sampeyanam. The ease is within the hardship, like a spring behind a rock. Your task is to press the rock with gentleness until the water appears. Ibn Arabi reads these shifts as breaths of the all-merciful one, breath that gathers, one that opens. In contraction, do less but do it with more presence. Shorten your dhikr, lengthen your exhale. Choose one truthful sentence over many fine plans. In expansion, share the surplus with humility, a kindness, a gift of time, a repair you've been avoiding. Both weathers are mercies when you stop arguing with the sky. As the signs grow, a new temptation appears, to misread a gust of feeling as a command from heaven. Ibn Arabi advises discernment. Every unveiling comes dressed in a form, and forms must be tested by the name they claim to carry. Does the inspiration smell of mercy and truth together, or does it flatter your image and agitate your heart? There is no repetition in self-disclosure, means you cannot rubber stamp yesterday's method onto today's address. Slow down, name the name, and ask for a confirming sign in the ordinary. The real loves to be known, but not rushed. Consider Mary withdrawing to the east, a solitude chosen by a young heart burning with purity. Then labor pain under the palm, the cry that there is no one, nothing left until the voice, the stream, the dates, the impossible made gentle. Ibn Arabi often speaks of places of descent where meanings take on body. Mary's Grove is that place, and your inward cell can be too. When something holy wants to be born in you, the body may tremble, the mind may protest, the world may misunderstand. Do not abandon the palm. Lean into the trunk of what is true, even if it looks barren. Shake the trunk of the palm tree toward you. Fresh, ripe dates will fall upon you. Mariam, 1925. Effort plus grace, that is the choreography of rising. You shake, God sends. Your shake may be small, a phone turned face down, a minute of stillness before reply, an honest line written and sent. The nourishment that follows is out of proportion to your strength. Ibn Arabi would call this matching of little acts to great openings the mercy of preparedness. The mercy of preparedness is dad, ripening into gift. The soul learns that it does not need to manufacture miracles. It needs to cooperate with them. Another sign maturing in you is humility that feels like clear air. The more light you carry, the less you are interested in titles, postures, and being right. Ibn Arabi infuses al-hikam, exalts servanthood, ubadiyas the highest station, the crown of the Mohammedan way. The rising heart refuses to sit on the throne of its own insights. It sits at the door like a doorkeeper, welcoming whatever name arrives. You stop chasing rare states and start honoring ordinary faithfulness. The paradox, he, not he, hua, la hua works in your bones. You act as if everything depends on you, and you rest as if everything depends on God. Relationships will change, often quietly. Some friendships deepen because your tenderness has room. Some thin because performance no longer nourishes you. Do not condemn, bless and release. Ibn Arabi teaches that each soul has a unique capacity, a vessel shaped for particular names. When your capacity widens, it is natural to find new companions of the road. Practice generous boundaries, say, fewer dramatic goodbyes and more truthful hellos. Let love be a wide river with many banks. You can wave from yours without dragging anyone into a current they are not ready to swim. Then remember Joseph's answer to the brothers who wronged him. No blame upon you today. God will forgive you, and He is the most merciful of the merciful. Yusuf 12:92. Forgiveness becomes less a moral performance and more a physics of the soul. You drop the weight because you prefer to rise. Ibn Arabi sees mercy as the ground of being. To align with it is to come home. Forgive in layers, first the story, then the body, then the echo. If you cannot yet forgive entirely, forgive a sliver. The morning you stopped arguing, the hour you prayed for their peace without bitterness. Slivers become doors. Your imagination also matures into stewardship. Earlier, symbols and dreams began to visit. Now, you learn to translate them into service. The name you see most often: gentleness, wisdom, justice, asks for a form in the world. Ibn Arabi calls the human the barzakh, the isthmus, where meanings cross into matter. If justice keeps knocking, maybe you volunteer for a tenant hotline. If gentleness glows, perhaps you mentor the anxious kid no one calls back. The imaginal stops being a private cinema and becomes a briefing room for mercy. This is why rising souls feel lighter. They are no longer hoarding light, they are distributing it. The rhythm that sustains ascent is gratitude with teeth. Not a mood, but a choice to name grace precisely and to answer it with fidelity. If you are grateful, I will surely increase you, the Quran promises, and the increase is often capacity, more room to carry meaning without strain. Ibrahim Bablas, Banding Tuju. Keep a small ledger of increases, patience where you had none, a clean boundary where you used to collapse, a quiet joy that greets you at dawn. Ibn Arabi links increase to preparedness again. Gratitude polishes the mirror so more light can appear without glare. The grateful heart becomes sturdy, and sturdiness saves you from the drama that steals breath. Let's knit this into a day you can live. Begin with a modest mirage before sunrise. 5 minutes of witnessing, a chosen name, a simple intention. At work, speak one sentence less and listen one layer deeper. Treat meetings as theaters of the names and act your part with sincerity. At home, establish a nightly amnesty where small grievances are released and the day's learning is named. Weekly, serve somewhere no one knows your name. And as we keep walking this path together, a small request that helps this light travel. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so these teachings can keep meeting you where you are. In the final part, we will weave a long-term map: seasons of growth, how to endure plateaus, how to guide others without losing your center, and end with a blessing from Ibn Arabi's ocean. There comes a moment when the question is no longer are the signs real, but how do I live so they keep unfolding? Plateaus will come, storms will visit, and praise will try to distract you, yet something steady in you wants to rise without spectacle. Ibn Arabi would smile and call this the ripening of adab, the willingness to meet reality's address with a clear mirror instead of a frantic hand. Your task now is to weave a life that can carry light through ordinary hours, to become fluent in ascent without forcing it. Think of this as the season of stewardship. The signs have found you. Now you become a place where they can stay. First, honor the seasons of your path the way a gardener honors winter and spring. Some weeks are for seeing, some for pruning, some for quiet roots. When you trust the rhythm, you stop panicking at quiet days and stop clinging to loud ones. Ibn Arabi's no repetition in self-disclosure reminds you that each dawn is a new face of the real Al-Futuhat al-Makkiyah. You meet it by listening rather than by scripting. Let the Quran's reassurance become atmospheric. He is with you wherever you are. Al-Hadid 57:4. With companionship that constant, you can afford patience. Rising then becomes less a chase and more a consent. Plateaus, especially, deserve reverence. Sufis distinguish between states that visit and stations that are earned. Ibn Arabi deepens this in Fushus al-Hikam by painting the perfect human as a mirror polished through faithful repetition. When you feel flat, polish the mirror. Keep your small dicker, keep your kindness, keep your boundaries. Do not shop for a new high. Perfect your courtesy with the one you have. Remember, there is no repetition in theophany. The sameness you fear is often a subtler lesson in disguise. Ask, what name wants refinement here? And enact one modest fidelity. Plateaus, treated well, become terraces. When you stumble, rise like a friend returning home, not a criminal fleeing a scene. Have a return plan ready, a pause, a breath with the day's name, and one truthful contact. Let the story of Ibrahim and his son raising the Kaaba's foundations be your model. Stone by stone, intention by intention, the house is lifted again. No lamenting the dust, just set the next stone. Ibn Arabi would say your istidad, your unique capacity, widens through these returns, not through unbroken performance. Failure becomes material. Regret becomes mortar. The house stands because you kept building. As signs mature, you will be asked to guide softly first yourself, then those who sense the calm in you. Guidance is not control, it is hospitality. Invite, don't drag. The Quran's counsel offers a compass. Invite to the way of your Lord with wisdom and beautiful exhortation. An-Nahl 16-125. Wisdom listens for timing. Beauty chooses the least violent word that is still true. Ibn Arabi teaches that every soul has a different preparedness. Speak to readiness, not to your need to be helpful. Ask before advising, bless before correcting, and model more than you explain. Light persuades by being itself, to protect your center while serving, where humility like clean air. Junaid said the water takes the color of its vessel. Make your vessel transparent. Ibn Arabi grounds this in servanthood. Ubudiyya is the crown of realization. The more you see, the more you love to serve. When people project authority onto you, hand it back to the real by thanking them and pointing them to their own name invitation. Keep someone in your life who can tell you no. And practice anonymity. Let some of your best work be invisible. Hidden deeds are a school where the ego forgets how to preen. Now, a long-term map you can actually live. For movements, cycle gently. Remembrance, study, service, solitude. Daily remembrance anchors you. Choose a dicker that rides your breath and keep 3 one-breath pauses on your schedule. Weekly study feeds insight. Read Ibn Arabi's slowly Fushus al-Hikam or a page of al-Futuhat. Translate one warned line into action. Weekly service vents love into the world where it can breathe. Monthly solitude a walk. A silent hour lets the quieter names visit. Each season, adjust one habit to honor the name most alive in you. This is choreography, not grind. Discernment keeps the dance clean. Test inspirations the way sailors test wind. Feel, watch, confirm. Share your bright ideas with a wise friend in a plain notebook. Ask whether the thought makes you lighter and more responsible, or louder and less kind. Give it a day to cool. If it's from mercy and truth together, it will deepen with time. If it's from vanity, it will itch for applause. The Quran folds in a safeguard of character and community. Consult them in the matter. And when you decide, put your trust in God. Al-Imran 3-159. Counsel refines fire into warmth. Return often to unity, because it is the weightless center of every practice. Ibn Arabi's paradoxiwa, lahuwa, he not, he frees you from both inflation and collapse. You are the real's self-disclosure in this moment, and the real is infinitely beyond your form. Breathe the breath of the all-merciful Nafas al-Rahman until striving softens into responsiveness. When conflict arises, choose the name that heals the scene. When desire stirs, find the name inside it and give it an honest form. When fatigue hums, rest in remembrance rather than distraction. The mirror brightens without your forcing it. Gather the path in your hands now and feel its texture. The first signs restlessness, tenderness, truthfulness met. You liked on. Then came living knowledge, small alignments, loosening attachments, a brightening imaginal, breath as remembrance, courage without drama, and a gentle authority that needs no announcement. You learned seasons, plateaus, returns. You tasted adab with mystery. You practiced teaching by being. Ibn Arabi's voice threaded the whole. No repetition in theophany. The heart as mirror, the human as the barzakh, through which names cross into form. If you remember anything, remember this: the one you seek is the one by which you seek. So step into your day with a quiet vow. Polish your portion of the mirror. Let love make you spacious. Let truth make you clear. Let service make you light. And if this journey steadied your feet, help it travel. Like this video, subscribe for more, share it with someone who is ripening toward their rise, and in the comments, name the divine name you will walk with this week so we can witness one another. As Ibn Arabi sings in the Tarjuman al-Ashwaq, my heart has become capable of every form. May yours grow so wide that nothing true is foreign to it. Walk gently, rise bravely, and when you forget, return. The door remains open.